What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Mike Abernathy, and welcome back to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. So, guys, last episode, I talked about distribution versus product mindset, and I talked about having a mindset to not just leave out one side or the other, because some people are like, cool, I'm just going to make sales and just distribute what I have. And then as a result, the business fails because they have a bad product. I didn't really talk about that side. And so I want to talk about that side. I have some really close friends. And one of the things that they've said a lot, as we've worked together, is that nothing kills a bad product faster than great marketing. And that's so true, because what happens is you focus on distribution and you focus on delivering a product to customers. And then as a result, you don't actually realize that you became your own worst enemy. Okay? Because your product is bad and people directly associate your product with your brand, and they directly associate the experience they had with the product or the service with your brand. And then if you have a bad product, well, guess what? Your brand has a bad rep. Think about what happens when you buy something or when you buy a service. This actually happens all the time. And here's what happens when people have a bad product or bad service. They don't actually understand the reason oftentimes why people are actually purchasing what they have purchased. Okay. For instance, oftentimes when you let me just give you an example of this. Okay. The reason, and before I do this, I'm moving too quick. So let me slow down. The reason why most people buy your service or even a product is not always often the times why you solve the problem in the first place. So let me give you an example. Okay. Thinking about your customer, right? The reason why I hired that plumbing company to come back to my house to fix the pipes in my house when they leaked and fix my hot water heater is not because they used the best PVC pipe. They used the best up-to-date tools. It's not because they used the best glue and the best joinery. They didn't. It's not because of any of those things. The reason why I called them back and the reason why I recommended them is because they cared about what I cared about. And I only cared about two things. One is the leak stopped, not what kind of pipe did you use. I mean, I don't want it to leak in the future, don't get me wrong, but that's different than the kind of pipe, right? Is the leak stopped and is it not going to leak again? And then did you clean up my house after cutting holes in my sheetrock? Or did you absolutely leave a mess? Did you look nice when you walked into the door, right? If I wasn't there, would my wife feel safe with you? And those are the reasons why I recommended you to my friends, because you did the things that I cared about. You cared about what I cared about, a clean house. You cared about looking nice. You cared about actually, sweeping up and vacuuming and not just leaving a bunch of trash and rubble for me to walk through afterwards. And see, the reason why I'm saying this is because when we develop products or when we develop services, we become very self-indulgent and we become very self-centered. I'm doing this for me. And then we stop caring about the person that we're actually trying to serve. And as a result, it's just selfish. And I've done this. I've developed offerings based on just selfishness because I want to. And then it's like, cool. All right, let's do these things, right? It's interesting because a buddy of mine and I, we actually just bought a bottle of bourbon we never had from this distillery before, and we tried it. And then as we're drinking it, and every person we gave it to said, wow, this is horrible. And it's so interesting because we've had conversations, and it's like there's no way that this actually passed a taste test to be shipped out, right? Because if somebody has this palate, it is such a small segment of people who have this palate. And what they did was, and this is what I think happened, these are assumptions, but they're like, oh no, we designed this bourbon and we did our mash bill. We produced this thing that does not taste good. Well, what do? And then somebody probably said in a boardroom meeting somewhere, well, let's not let our money go to waste. Okay. And they said, let's not let our money go to waste. Let's at least try to sell some. Now, great. They're probably going to get sales, but what's going to happen is now me and all my friend group, we're never buying from them again. We're not going to risk, our money to buy another bottle from them. Why? Because they were selfish and shipped a bad product. And as a result, they've hurt their own reputation. And this is what we tend to do because we don't actually think about what the person wants. A person doesn't just want their leak stopped in the house. They don't want the best PVC pipe. They just don't want their furniture to be destroyed. They want their house to be cleaned after the service is done. And so if you can stop and pause and actually think about what people really want and draft out from there to give them those things, you will understand actually how to serve somebody and build an amazing product. And that's at least the start of it. Anyways, guys, I'm way over, so I'll catch y'all later. Peace.